Hello everyone, this is Fantasy Ask, and welcome back to The Sims 4 Royal Witch Kingdoms. Today we are picking up with the royal family of Ramong. It is midnight on Sunday. High King Asterix is awake because he is desperately hoping right now that his spouse, Queen Xena, hasn't conceived from the little activity that happened tonight. Now, we already know his stance on kids. He hates kids. He doesn't really want any. High Princess Nimue had to happen because he needed an heir, but ever since then, they have been very careful to make sure that Xena does not fall pregnant. And Xena's been fine with it all along, right? She's been fine with it. She kind of knows Asterix and his stance. She hasn't pushed the boundaries too much. But Queen Xena has started realizing that as High Princess Nimue is getting older, unfortunately, she's very angry right now, she has not managed to build relationships and friendships with other Sims as, you know, a good monarch should learn to do, because that's going to assist you in the future. You need to know how you maintain these webs of connection across the kingdom and how you navigate other people. And obviously, you know, having relationships helps to ground you as well. So that's not something that's happening. I mean, the king, even though he dislikes children, he loves his daughter, right? He loves his daughter, but he doesn't show it outwardly. I feel like he keeps a lot of that on the inside, and we've seen this in the past episodes that we've played with this particular family. Now, with Princess Nimue, we kind of saw that when we were here last, she kind of kept running over to the Rowan household, which is where we have Master Valar, our purple family. And at first we thought she was going to befriend him. You know, he was the only other kid around her age at that time. Now, unfortunately, that didn't last too long, because whenever High Princess Nimue ran over to the Rowans, High Lord Lysander would end up sending a message back to the palace, and then, you know, she would get returned to the palace. And so that, plus the fact that Master Valar, the son over there, he keeps a distance from High Princess Nimue because he's nobility and she's royalty, and he's very clear on that. Because of all of that, Nimue has been unable to develop a friendship with him. I mean, they're just formality. They barely know each other, even though we're having a bit of a sleepover, because he's in her bed. That is her bed. They're not even friends, but he is in her bed. And we also have, I think, Artrose here somewhere. Yes, the Ramadas triplets have aged up into children, so that's very exciting as well. But like I was saying, she's been unable to make friends. And then the queen thought that, you know what, the Ramadas triplets, they have aged up, so now they can join the youths of Ramong, and these kids can hang out, and she can befriend them. Maybe she'll have an easier time getting close to, you know, other girls in the kingdom. Unfortunately, that hasn't panned out too well either, because Nimue has managed to dislike one of the other girls. I don't know who it is. Is it Artrose? Yep, she does not like Artrose. She's kind of hit it off a little bit with Daphne, but things aren't going as well as Xena thought. And so, in Xena's mind, maybe now is like a good time for her to think about a second child, because if there is a sibling, then Nimue won't feel as lonely, and she might have an easier time bonding with someone that's, you know, in the same family. So that's what Xena's thinking about. And she approached Asterix, who wasn't happy about it at all. But he told her, you know what, I'll give you one night. She sounded really desperate, and he does love her a lot. He doesn't want to risk her life, because I think from some past experience, maybe in his family, Asterix has this fear that Xena's going to die in childbirth. So he was unwilling to risk it the first time around, but, you know, that's when they consummated the marriage, so Xena managed to fall pregnant that time, thankfully. He's given her this one night, which, as you've seen, they've already done the deed, so now we just have to wait and see whether or not she has been successful or not. I desperately hope so, because if we can have a prince, that is going to be flippin' amazing. But that's kind of where we are at with these guys right now. So I don't think we have anything too crazy going on. Nimwe's got a few days before she ages up. We're probably going to be on to the next household by the time she reaches that. But that means that the next time we come back to the Ramongs, Nimwe's going to be a teen, so that's going to be pretty exciting. But where are the others? So we have Archrose. There we go. We have Archrose down here. Archrose! She's really cute. And then her sister. Where is her sister? I mean, where are her sisters? Because there are two other girls around here somewhere, unless they have gone home, which they might have. Because we had a gathering, but we don't right now, so they might have gone home. That's probably the case, in all honesty. Well, hopefully those kids, they, get up and get going at some point, but we're gonna catch up later, and we'll see if maybe the queen has succeeded or failed. Maybe we should jump back when we have, like, some sort of news. I don't know yet. We'll have to see. It's 11:30 a.m. on Sunday. Is that floating food? Oh no, it's not. It's the butler. But I thought we would focus in on High Princess Nimue, call over some of the other kids, and see if maybe she can bond with them. Now, I have to chat really quick about the social groups. So previously, in all of my youth clubs, I had like the 4 kinds of interactions. We had friendly, funny, mischievous, and mean. Now, I have noticed that the kids are more mean than not. So I have finally decided to get rid of the mischievous and mean activities and just have friendly and funny, because it makes sense to me, right? I mean, that was playtesting, but think about it. It makes sense that if you have a group of royals and nobles, wouldn't they be courteous to each other? Because one, it affects their reputation, but also they're representing their own families, and like the way an individual behaves, if you are, in the high echelons of society, that is going to reflect on your family. So I got rid of that, because I feel like they should be, if they're going to interact with each other at all, they should be friendly or funny, like try and build connections. Unless my Sims have a specific whim for a specific Sim to be mean to them or mischievous, then I'll fulfill that. If they're acting that way because of their personality, then it makes sense to me. But if it's, just in general, then they shouldn't be mean. They should be nice. So that's what I've decided, and I'm happy with that reasoning. It makes sense to me, so I don't feel bad changing what I ended up doing. But there we go. Valar, Meralda, Archrose, and Daphne. So those are our kids. I mean, we already know how Valar looks, but it's really fun to see the others. And nobody in Ramong seems to have an eye color issue, thank goodness. All of our other kingdoms do, but these guys don't seem to. Now, she's over here with the butler. One of the kids, I think, went upstairs. Yes, Meralda went upstairs. I've also, in this empty space, gone ahead and put a games table so that, the kids can play. Yeah, they could play, they can have some fun somehow, apart from dancing and listening to music. So, here we go. This is Meralda. She is weeping currently, so it's hard to take a look at her, but she is the heiress of her family, the Ramadust family. And then, where are her sisters? Her sisters are down here. Yep, there we go. So we have, hold on, I want to go down and take a look at you. Everyone is sad, and I'm not entirely sure why, but this is Daphne. She's the youngest triplet. Meralda's the oldest. Look at her, she's so cute. The Ramadust girls are adorable. But yeah, she's got flowers in her hair, just like she did when she was a toddler. So it's kind of easy to recognize in that regard, if you guys remember that. And then we have Archrose. I don't know why, I always imagine Archrose and Daphne, probably because of their coloring, like it's exactly the same. I imagine them being super close, and then Meralda, since, she's the heiress and she just physically looks different, is a little bit, like she's a bit more independent than them, whereas I imagine these two being stuck to the hip all the time. So there we go. This is the adorable Artros. So there we go. And then we have, obviously, we have seen him a dozen times. We have Vala right over here. Look at her. It's so cute. She tried Princess Nimue to be friends with him for a while, and I don't know, I think Vala, like his family, respects the High King and Queen very much so. And I feel like because of that, because of how much they respect the royal family and how loyal they are to them, Vala probably feels very uncomfortable trying to befriend the princess when it's under conditions where she has run away from the palace against the king's orders. So unfortunately, that friendship isn't working out. Thankfully, the princess seems to be hitting it on with Daphne, but she doesn't get along well with Archrose. So I don't know what's going on there and what it might, develop into. Maybe she gets along with Daphne and she's really lonely, and seeing Artros and Daphne stuck to the hip might rub off on her in the wrong way, but I also don't know Artrose's personality, so it could be that Artrose is the one who is snubbing the princess because she doesn't like the princess trying to get close to Daphne. I'm not entirely sure. And where is Meralda? Oh, don't go to bed just yet. I want to show you guys Meralda as well. So here we go, the lovely Meralda. She's got her father's blue skin, his white eyes, and then blonde hair from the mother, I think. Yeah, look at that. She's pretty. She's very pretty. All the sisters. They're just too adorable. But are you bonding with the butler? You don't want to talk to the other kids? You can chat with the others. It's good. It's good to interact. This is so sad. The butler's like one of our only friends, and they're not even friends. Aww. Okay, well, there we go. That's what's going on that end. Oh, is she gonna go talk to Daphne? See, I'm telling you guys, she and Daphne seem to get along quite well. It's just Archrose she's not that fond of. So here comes Valar, and Daphne's over here as well. I really hope they can become friends. That would be nice. Now, in terms of our royals over here, so funny thing, Queen Xena, she is not keeping a friendship with any of the other nobles at all. It's almost like a need-to-know basis, so they don't have much of a connection. I wonder why that is. Maybe she's just stuck in the palace all the time, doesn't meet them that often, and I know for a fact the Ramongs don't really host events like the others do. They don't call over their nobles and such. Maybe they should for something. And what's this? Child-free zone. See, look at this. Child-free zone. He's happy to be away from all the kids. They flock around the princess. It works out for him. But our king, he's keeping friends with Lady Rhiannon and High Lady Alicent from Sikaar. Like, he has friendships with nobles from Sikaar, the females from Sikaar, but he doesn't seem to have any relationship or friendship, anything, with the nobles in Ramong. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Although I imagine the Rowans as being very loyal to the royal family. But okay, princess, you're chatting with Daphne. Oh, Daphne's complaining, but it's like in a friendly way. Oh, look at this. This is exactly what I want to see. I want to see them being friends. See, this is better because the princess, the high princess, can invite the kids over to the palace, and that way she's not breaking any rules, and she can befriend them and get closer to them naturally, right? Don't mind the queen walking around in her corset. Don't mind that. In her underwear. Don't mind the queen or the king. Guys, you should get changed. You should get changed even if you're in the palace, It's actually quite cold, so maybe we should get them to wear the cold weather outfits. Yep, dress is fabulous, but maybe you need the cold weather outfits. Let's get changed. Let's get changed. Come on. Come on. There we go. Isn't it nice to see a bustling palace with all these kids? I kind of like it. I like it a lot, actually. Oh, look at that! This is like the first kingdom, I think, where we've had this many kids. I think the last kingdom where we had anything like this, actually the closest to this would have been Hurricane. They have like three boys, but they had the same issue with the mean interactions, but since I fixed it, that seems to work a lot better. But This is the first time we've had like 5 kids, which is a lot. It is a ton of youngsters. Anyways, I will let these guys be. And we'll check up on the family when we have something else going on. Uh-oh, we have problems! Queen Xena woke up in the middle of the night and she is now telling High King Asterix that she has successfully conceived, as we can see over here. She's eating for 2! Oh my goodness. Okay, well, Asterix may not look like it, but it says he's happy, he's really worried, he's concerned, because he did not want her to get pregnant. He did not want it. As far as he's concerned, she's risking her life for nothing. I mean, I feel as though with Asterix, he like really doesn't like the baby until it's born. And then when he sees his child, then obviously he loves his child. But before that point, he sees the baby as the enemy because it may potentially take Xena away from him. So there we go, guys. We finally got the news we were waiting for. So he is going to just think about things. He's gonna go use the restroom, take a shower. I think he's freaking out a little bit. He's trying to be happy for her, but like I think she knows he's not really happy. And then he's gonna go to bed. Xena is hungry at this time. Let's go feed you. It's midnight, but you know what? She needs a midnight snack. So let's go use the restroom, and then we're gonna use our spells. We're gonna use some spells to procure some food, which I don't feel like we do nearly enough. So she's gonna use a Gran Delicioso spell. She's gonna lay out some food to have as a midnight snack. Well, a midnight meal. So let's go see what she's craving. Whatever she conjures up, I'm gonna assume she's craving that. Although I will say, they've been mainly conjuring up mac and cheese. I mean, I've seen her do garden salad as well, but anything exciting? What do you feel like eating? Is it gonna be mac and cheese again? Oh? Oh, that's so cute. She was craving pepperoni pizza. She was craving pizza. Oh my goodness, take a slice. Take a slice, honey. The queen was craving some pepperoni pizza at midnight, guys. How adorable is that? Oh my goodness, she's too cute. Have your pizza, and then you can head to bed. I'll put the pizza in the fridge, even though the fridge is not working, but that's fine. We can just go ahead and replace, because we're the royal family. We can afford to do things like that. Okay, she's gonna have a pizza, and then we'll send her to bed. Let's see. I wonder how the princess is gonna feel. She might be happy. I mean, her mother is doing this for her. So she might be happy that she's about to have a sibling. I feel like for High Princess Nimue, it's also gonna be one of those things where maybe if she has a brother or a sister, a Vlaro or a Stagda, then her Kotian won't be as, like her Tetrula Kotian won't be as hard on her. Like, obviously he'll still have the same amount of expectations, but maybe he's not gonna be like so focused on the only child in the family. His attention's gonna be split somewhat, and that's gonna get her some reprieve. So that's kind of where my thoughts are at. What's this? She wants to share the big news? I think it's gonna be big news in the kingdom when they find out that the queen is pregnant with a second child, especially after all these years. I mean, there's been no talk of having another kid. I think everyone just kind of, assumed that they were never gonna have more kids. And now there's this sudden exciting news, especially because ever since the Ramadas triplets were born, Ramong has been pretty much stagnant in terms of having babies. The babies have been born in Sika and in Holkane. So it's definitely a surprising change of pace, but that's kind of where things are at. Wait a second. Can Sims do that? Can they hold 2 plates of food in their hands? What the heck? I thought if you had food in like one hand, you couldn't have food in the other hand. Since when is this a thing? High Princess Nimue is being indecisive. She got some butter chicken, but now she wants pizza. Honey, just eat one of what? Now what's happening? Eat one or the other. Are we glitching out? Something ain't right. Mm-mm-mm. Also, I thought Sims always hold food in like one hand. Do they? Sims, can they be right-handed or left-handed? Because I don't know. I've never paid attention to that. Oh goodness. Well, she's eating something. I don't know what's going on over here. If you put that plate down, are you going to continue with that? Or is the butter chicken kind of just stuck to your hand? Can you eat that now? She was holding the other plate on, like, her right hand. Well, now she's going to go eat that. I am just blown away. I am blown away. Okay, well, while she's doing that, it's 5 p.m. on Monday. The kids are back from academy. They're hanging around over here. We've got Vala and Daphne. Where's the other two? They must be upstairs. Yep, Artemis and Meralda up here. Now, one thing I forgot to mention about Queen Xena is that in our story, she wanted to have a second child because of High Princess Nimue, but you guys know, apart from the initial consummations, I don't like to force the children they have. So I have to clarify that she did actually have a whim to try for a baby with High King Asterix. Like, I was playing them off camera, filling the whims they had for each other, and some whims they had for the High Princess, and then she herself rolled a wish to try for a baby with High King Asterix. So I incorporated that into the story. I mean, we always hope to expand our numbers and have the Sims procreate, but when they do, it's because they themselves wanted to. I don't force those kind of matters on them. So there we go. I feel like I had to let you guys know what was on my mind in that regard. Now, High Princess Nimue and Archrose have been quite mature with each other. Lady Rhiannon, we will not go to the festival. Thanks for the invitation, however. And oh, look at Nimue. She looks so cute in her royal dress. Ah, so adorable. But yeah, she and Archrose have been increasingly civil with each other, and I'm hoping that is going to patch up their relationship. She does feel hurt by Archrose, so Archrose must have been the one to lash out at the princess. Which really, Archrose isn't the best. I mean, that's the High Princess. You should be careful how you talk to her. But then again, their mother is Lady Candrica, and she is a drama queen, and she is spiteful, and she doesn't like a lot of the other nobles, and she has her eye on High King Asterix, so she probably doesn't even like Xena and Nimue. So I can see how her daughters, at least Archrose, might, inherit some of those tendencies, some of that way of thinking, and she might become like a miniature version of her mother, as sad as that sounds. But there we go. Meralda is quite nice. But again, Meralda is very much like Vala in that she keeps her distance. She's like courteous and formal at the same time. Archerose seems to be quite mean like her mother. And Daphne just seems like a sweetheart. She's the youngest. She seems really nice. But yeah, our princess is, she's a bit of a slob. And I think Queen Xena is hoping that hanging out with the Ramadust triplets is going to help temper Nimue's fire and make her a little bit more, prim and presentable, because that's kind of how I imagine the Ramadust triplets to be. I feel like Lady Candrica has raised her daughters because she sees them as assets, right? They're not kids. She sees them as assets because, with Meralda, who's going to inherit the family name and role, that's all fine and well, but then for the other daughters, they're going to be commodities that gets married into other families, potentially other kingdoms. So I think Kendrika has raised her daughters, making sure that they always look like pretty little flowers and perfect. So, you know, they're very different from Nimue. And I think Xena is hoping that they can be a subtle bit of influence that comes in from them without, hiking Asterix, yelling down her throat and telling her that she has to be more royal than she currently is being. So there we go. Also, this is in a constant state of disrepair. But she's kind of busy right now. Asterix, can you repair that? I don't think the kids can. He's gonna really hate being in the same room as those kiddos, but can you just, for the greater good? Actually, he wouldn't do that. He hates kids. He probably hates all the toys and he's make sure that it's destroyed. Why don't you go... Let's see. Why don't you go upstairs, actually, where you have a bit more privacy? And let's just warm ourselves by the fire up here. Oh, Rhiannon, you can't call a king out to a duel, unfortunately. That's not how it works because you are lower in rank. But let's get him to practice some magic. He'll warm himself by the fire in a child-free zone, and he's going to practice his magic. So we'll let him do that. And then for Xena, Queen Xena's eating. Once she's done eating, I feel like she might be the better choice to fix up the dollhouse for the kids. So we'll let her have some of the butter chicken, and then she can go upstairs and do that. Nimue, how you going? Oh, you guys are all very sad. I wonder if it's because of that broken dollhouse. I mean, the kids, they seem to feel very strongly about broken dollhouses. Very strongly indeed. And I mean, Nimue doesn't even have a good relationship with Uni, this toy, this giant unicorn in her room. And it's a stuffed toy, so that's kind of concerning that she doesn't have a close relationship with that. I feel like she kind of struggles with people just a little bit. But maybe Daphne's going to be the good friend that she needs. Daphne's a good influence too, so if they did become friends, I would feel a lot better than if she, for example, befriended Atros. I feel like Atros is... Like, it's different with the sisters. They probably balance each other out, but in terms of, being the High Princess's friend and the future High Queen's friend, I feel like Atros probably isn't the best choice. Okay, here comes Xena. She's gonna fix this up. Ah, the conventional fixing. Shouldn't you be able to just repair things with practical magic? I feel like you should be. This is a little bit silly, isn't it? You should be able to just fix things. Can you do that in The Sims 4? I'm not entirely sure. You could in The Sims 3, I think. I'm pretty confident on that. But, okay. Now I'm thinking, it might be a good time for us to start wrapping things up. Maybe in the next episode, we should have, like, an event in the royal palace inviting the other nobles and potentially other monarchs so that they can announce the fact that Xena is about to have their second child. Because that's big news, I feel like. That's huge news for Ramong. So that might be, like, people might be curious. It might be a good opportunity to get everyone's spirits up and show them that we're potentially expecting another, prince, a much coveted prince, or a princess. So I think that would be really, really good. Yeah. And I feel like if they end up having a prince, not High Queen, Queen Nala might be interested in these guys. Because if we remember, Nala has 3 kids. She's got High Princess Faina, then she has a daughter, Princess Luna, and she has a son, Prince Elrond. So right now, in Nala's mind, I mean, she could pair Elrond with Nimue. She, I think, could get, like, she could pair, who else? She could pair Faina. No. I'm getting it wrong. She could pair Princess Luna with High Prince Vex, and then she could pair Elrond with Nimue. Right now, out of all the options she has to unfortunately marry her eldest daughter, the heir to their kingdom, High Princess Faina, to a noble son, right? That's like the only choices we have. We unfortunately don't have a royal son to marry Faina. It would have to be a noble, one of the noble boys. But if Xena manages to have a prince, then I think Nala, her eyes are gonna be like on this prince for her eldest daughter. So again, a lot of political ramifications for this next baby. So anyways, guys, with that said and done, I'm gonna leave off here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye bye.